you tune in to List Wits. Just make sure that you tune in to List Wits. You're watching List Wits. If you play then you might win. Just make sure that you tune in to List Wits.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody is having a good Saturday out there. Welcome to the Saturday night edition of List Wits. No, there's no sound following because I forgot to go grab something. I forgot to grab my prop, my one and only prop, throughout the show, so I had to turn the sound off for a moment. I realized it right when I was saying something. It was like there was a reason I didn't turn the microphone on, and it was like, what am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? And it's like, oh, okay, I got it. I know what I'm missing. I feel so lonely without it. But I hope you guys are having a very good Saturday evening. I hope everything is going well for y'all. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for the adult beverage of choice, we're trying something brand new. It is some apricot Belgian beer. Don't know what it is. It hasn't been changed, see, chicken. It's probably because I backed up a little from the microphone. Would you like me to get closer to the microphone to help? No, I actually backed off from the microphone a bit. Because I was doing a little rearranging, and I'm going to go back and see how this thing starts off. Besides which, my voice is not what you guys want to hear unless I'm saying, you've won something. That's what you guys want to hear. I know that. Let me check one more thing real quick. Nope, it's all the way up. I had to make sure. It's all the way up and set. So that's why it sounds a little off tonight. That's why it sounds a little bit off tonight. Because I had to flip things around a little bit. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I have finally completely repaired a game I have been wanting to do for a while. I took out a few little extra pieces to it. I took out a few extra pieces that I finally realized was bogging my systems down. Or I should say it was bogging PowerPoint down. For those of you that don't know, we run pretty much every game show we do through PowerPoint. And oh, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. Where is? There it is. I lost my bot. That was my problem. I lost my bot. He kind of disappeared on me. And I don't have my bot to see what's going on. I'm going to be in big trouble. For those of you that are watching through the PlayStation app, and I know many of you are, there's a little bonus feature that you guys cannot get to right now. If you are watching through PC or through your mobile apps, you guys will notice on the video itself that there is a spot on there that you see our List Wits logo. If you click on that, it will show you guys some points you have earned. And yes, we're keeping it simple. We're keeping it to points. We're a game show. The choices were dollars or points, and I don't want false advertising and saying that I'm not giving out points. Because if I did that, or I'm giving out dollars, because if I said I'm not giving out dollars and I got dollars on my screen, it's like, what kind of game show are you? You're a cheesy ripoff one. I'm like, no. Doesn't quite work like that. For those of you that don't know and weren't here Thursday, we have added a giveaway of sorts. And I use the word of sorts. The trick is you got to do a lot of things to get the points to get to it. There is only one item right now in the giveaway category, and that is a free shot at the vault. Now, to get that, you basically have to earn 90 points. I will tell you right now, I picked that number because it was kind of large, and we only give away 1 point per 10 minutes of watch time, and a few other little tidbits that you can do. You can get bonus points and all that. But what it will do is we'll give you a free shot at the vault as is. No extra numbers off the board, no anything of that sort. So the more you watch, the more points you get, the more vault chances you get. And it may end up eventually being where we're going to give away stuff, just stuff for the fun of it. But right now, I kind of want to keep it to a lottery giveaway sort of thing. To appreciate those of you that have been around and been watching me since we have started. I've already got the stuff updated, hopefully correctly. But we'll have to see. I don't think it's doing the hours correctly. I know it's doing the points part correctly. But it's one of those where every so often I have to go back and just compare what's on the Streamlabs site and what's on the bots list to see if it's matching or not. And I had something else I was going to mention today. This is what happens when you don't write from a script. You pretty much forget everything you have planned. You forget everything you had planned to talk about. Oh yes, I remember now. Cats are evil. That's all I'm going to say is cats are evil. I lost one of my chess pieces today. I'm heartbroken. I lost one of my chess pieces today. The cat got up. That's why you guys will notice there's a change back here. The cat got up there, knocked one off while I was asleep, and broke it into 3 pieces, and I can't find three of the... It broke into 4 pieces, and I can't find 3 of the 4 pieces it broke. So I'm like, I was ready for cat shish kebab today. I'm sorry if you're an animal lover. It's just, that's how mad I was this morning. And it wasn't just grr anger. It was, we're going to fricassee this thing and feed it to the dogs. That's how mad I was this morning at this animal. But yeah, so let's see. So we went out today, took care of some stuff. I actually picked up a new hard drive for the PlayStation, or an external hard drive for the PlayStation, which I'm going to hopefully get set up tonight after the show, because I'm so sick and tired of deleting stuff to make room for other stuff. I really, really am. I can't tell you how many games I have had to take off. Yeah, it was going to be cat kebab. It was going to be cat kebab falling, guaranteed. Um, but I had to be nice because Bubbles was here, and she would wonder what the screaming and yelling was about that she wasn't involved in. So today we did go out, took care of some stuff that had to be taken care of, and we actually picked up some more stuff for you guys. Nothing major. We have 2 items that will be going into the larges and 4 that will be going into the smalls. So, for you guys today, we actually picked up, that's all, folks. We picked up for you guys. I got to move forward to grab them. I hate having to do it. We went out and we picked up some Looney Tune characters. These are the bendable, posable Looney Tune characters. We picked up Taz. Of course, you always got to pick up Bugs. We picked up... Oh, I got to grab the right one. We picked up Yosemite Sam. What do you think? Close resemblance or not? I kind of think so. And we picked up my co-host that's always hanging around here. We picked up Marvin the Martian for you guys today. So these are 4 that will be going into the smalls after today's show. And then we picked up a couple of larges. And they weren't nothing spectacular. It's just I'm a fan of these. I think these are probably the greatest thing that's been made since Pops in terms of collectibles. And that I mean, that outdoes NECA stuff, that outdoes McFarlane stuff, Witchblade stuff. I am a huge fan of smaller but impressive collectibles. And one of the things that have always caught my eye lately are the metal die-cast pieces. So today we picked up for you guys the Joker from the Suicide Squad movie. And I know everybody makes fun of the movie, but from Batman vs. Superman, we picked up Batman. Like I said, these things are heavy and they are impressive. Every one of them I have seen, I have loved. The Batman one was almost a pass because I kind of wasn't a fan of how they did his chin on it, as you guys can see. But it's like looking back and comparing it to Affleck, it's like, okay, it kind of makes a little more sense. So we picked those up, and these will be getting added to the prize pile today or tonight after the show. And again, tonight we are drinking just random beers tonight. I went out and picked up 6 different ones. And I was going to drink the strawberry one before I got on, or right when I started getting on. Popped the lid, and it's got a cork in the bottle. And it's like, oops, I can't drink that one tonight. Because I have no clue where my corkscrew has disappeared to. Speaking of stuff, I think most everybody that I did send packages out to this week got theirs. I have 4 packages right now sitting in the house. I should say in the studio, that I am finishing up. And hopefully, no guarantees, they will go out on Monday. No guarantees to that. That's what I'm aiming for. Because there's only 4 and only 1 has to go to Knucklehead Land. So we're going to see what happens with that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I think I've done enough talking to get things started. Show, I will say you got 2 of the 5. Yeah, it's like, what a team. Why put the metal cap on and then the cork? It's like, if you're going to if you are going to double cap it, at least say something so I knew what to expect. So it was kind of like, Arr. No, I can't push the cork in on it, show. It's like wedged. That's what I was trying to do when I popped it right before I got on. So I got to find my corkscrew and figure out where the heck it is. So we only got 2 out of the 5, which means I got to show the rest of them off. I got to show the rest of them off. And Show was really the only one that was trying because I think there's only like 3 people on the channel at the moment. Which means it's going to be a very, very interesting night again. Of course, it's Saturday night, and I happen to drop in and see Delve and Humby. They're like, they're going to play games. It's like, and I forget who else. It is Orchestra, Tobogganer, and Hesitancy is what we were looking for our 5 little mystery words. And the final word of the night was Apothecary. Apothecary was what we were looking for our final word. All right, so bear with me one moment, folks. So, bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, as we get everything set up and started. But yeah, like I said, 7 of the packages did go out, and hopefully, like I said, the last 4 should be going out this week. Like I said, they should be going out this week. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, it is time for the 4-letter word of the evening. And as you can see on the board at the moment, we have 4 words that go across the board. We have a 5th word that goes directly down the middle. Each letter of the word going across completes the appropriate word of the word going. Each word, let me try that again. I keep screwing this up lately. The 4-letter word that goes down the middle of the board. Each letter in its appropriate location completes the word that goes across the board. So, for instance, if you think our 4-letter word is nerf, that would give us nail, poet, brat, and camp. So that would be one of our possible 4-letter words. And Show just typing in letters and words as fast as he can. I've already seen 3 from Show and none from anybody else. This is scary when Show goes this crazy with the chat line. Because this is like, I want to chop off his fingers because I know it's going to cost me to send more stuff to Knucklehead Land. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking for our mystical, magical four-letter word right here on Listwits. We are the one, we are the only live interactive game show coming to you live from Twitch every Wednesday night, every Saturday night, and a little after dark non-game show every Thursday night. And yes, I know there are other people that do what they say are game shows, but they don't do trivia. I'll give the Cricket Crew a little credit. Theirs is probably the closest to one that I have seen that I would call a game show. Because it was, money pointed them out to me. So I went back and I had to go back and like catch their archives. I had to go back and catch their archives to find what they did. It's actually very well done. It's a very nice studio. Although I saw a lot of people griping. It's scary. If it is basically, it's nothing more than a spinner game. And if you get to the last spin and it zeroes out, everybody loses all their points. Everybody loses all their money. Everybody ends up at 0 points. And it looks like it gets mean and growly is the word I want to think of. At least that's the word I would use. Now, whether or not it's the word that applies, that's another question. They may just be mad because they didn't win anything. But around here, our rules are simple. Watch, play, win. If you watch the games, then you know how to play the games. And if you play the games, you just might win the game. And we have our four-letter word that is on the board right now. And the person that can get this four-letter word will indeed get one number off the vault, which I think is down to a 1 in 60 chance, I think. I'd have to go back and double check. Oh, see, now following the only one getting words in. It's like everybody's scribbling down. Let's see. We got STNRP. There were a few good combinations that came out of this one. So this one is not as easy as it would seem. This is not as easy as it would seem. No, that's the Thursday night show, Little French Lady. The hemp is involved in the Thursday night show, not the Wednesday or Saturday shows. I just had one more thing to say. And you guys are probably going to yell at me tonight because I think I am going to do what I try to avoid doing on camera. Actually, no, I'm not. I got this. I came prepared. I came semi-prepared tonight. So yeah, it was basically today we went out and picked up stuff for me for the most part. Because somehow Bubbles thought I needed another headset. And I'm like, no, I've already got one for the PlayStation. I don't need one for the PC. And we happened to go down there. It's like, oh, swap it in for the drive. I was like, I could use the drive. So we swapped it in for the drive. And then we picked up something a little geeky for this old geek. Because I think I'm going to need it at some point. Or I'm pretty sure I'm going to need it at some point. We picked up for ourselves. As soon as I can figure out how to get it out from the... I got to figure out what it's attached to. There we go. I figured I deserved this for being her chauffeur for a couple of weeks. Or at least her part-time chauffeur for a couple of weeks. We picked up this one. There we go. It goes to show you I'm getting a little older. So I couldn't resist. It's kind of like I love self-degrading humor. It's more fun than picking on everybody else. So that was my reward for being her chauffeur. for last week. So I figure next week I might get a full jacket. You never know. So again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that have just joined us, we are looking for our four-letter word, which, as you can see, goes right down the center of the board. Each letter completes the appropriate word going across. So we've had follow and try beep, which would give us bail, poet, beat, and camp. A valid four-letter word combination, but it is not the specific four-letter word that we are looking for. It is not the specific four-letter word that we are working for. There is only one four-letter word that the Alex Trebek bot will recognize as a winning combination, providing Alex Trebek bot is behaving like he's supposed to be behaving. But that's one reason I kind of have the big chat up on my screen. And it's kind of a reason I got to get the second TV in here working, which is going to like really cramp things up around here, because this studio is getting smaller and smaller and smaller with every little piece of equipment I add. It's almost like I've got to get myself a podium so I have something to stand behind. Because like I said, the camera itself is weird enough as is. With me almost getting decapitated at the top, which is not what I was aiming for. So it's kind of like this chair is too high, the other chair is too low, and then the third chair is broken because it's missing one of the key bolts that I can't find. So if I sit in it, you guys would actually see me go tumbling over, and if I did, I would send everything flying from the TV to the computers, to the camera, to the whole 9 yards. So that chair stays off to the side completely. That one stays off to the side completely. So we've had Hero, Tero. Keep not what we're looking for. Not what we're looking for. We're down to about 6.5. What are we down to? We are down to... Oh, wrong mouse. We are still at 6.5 minutes. Actually, we're down to 6 minutes. Sorry. We are down to 6 minutes to try to come up with our four-letter word. And so far, it looks like the four-letter word is winning. I haven't had a four-letter word win in a while, so I'm hoping. I'm hoping. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but I am hoping that this one wins. Burp, throw, all good words, but not the ones we're looking for. And one thing I have noticed is that it is not keeping a good count of the viewers. Streambot is not keeping a good count of the viewers at the moment. It is not beep. It is not Jeep. Good ones. All so far have been very good guesses. And we are down to 5 minutes, folks. 5 minutes in counting. The scary part is like I'm looking up at this screen and I shouldn't be. I should be like watching my little corner screen over here. I think that's the only thing I don't like about OBS is for me to see everything I need. It's got to keep the live camera like really, really small. So it's kind of like I'm straining the eyes a little bit to watch which timer I'm actually using. Because the actual live one is the key one. And like I said, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, after the list, we will be doing a game that I have been busting my butt in the past to get back up and running without it bogging down my computer. And it ran great on the test today. So I am hoping that it is going to work during the broadcast. And then we also have to hope I don't screw up like I did last time with the green list from Wednesday. That, ladies and gentlemen, is my big concern. That one is my big concern that I screwed that up again. Where I basically gave away number 10, and then I had to pray that number 10 was not a winning slot. But ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that have just joined us and have never been here before, welcome to Listwits. We are the one, we are the only, and I use this word fairly confidently. We are the only live interactive game show that comes to you live on Twitch. Um, we don't do video games. We don't do talk shows. We don't do creative stuff. We are pretty much a game show. And we do not give away electronic cards. We do not give away PSN cards or Steam cards or Apple cards. We actually appeal to your inner collector. Um, like I said, we showed off a few things that are going to be added to the prize pile tonight after the show, such as, so again, we picked up a couple of the die-cast metal figures. We picked up the Joker, and we picked up Batman from Batman v Superman. Hey, Floppy, what's good? And oh, there we go. And as you can see back behind me here, these are some of the examples of things that you guys can win. Pretty much anything on this shelf could be won. Anything that's in this filing cabinet could be won. There's some stuff over yonder, which you guys can't see where I'm pointing to. There's some stuff over yonder that could be won. There's a lot of stuff out there. All right, so we are down to 1.5 minutes. And I appreciate that, Flop. And apparently my alert box is not working. Apparently my alert box is not working because I do know that it is here. All right, I have to go back and figure that one out. I will have to go back and figure that one out. Because there is special alerts for cheers, bits, followers, subs, the whole 9 yards. And it works great in the test. So I got to figure out why the one on the console/dashboard is not working. And we are down to 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. 30 seconds. To try to get this 4-letter word. And are we going to do it? Are we going to do it? Less than 30. Oh, all zeros, ladies and gentlemen. All zeros, which means nobody will be getting the 4-letter word of the night. And I'm going to say Little French Lady was, I think, the closest to anybody on this one. The actual 4-letter word for tonight's puzzle was very simple. There was nothing really hard about this one. There was one word that might have thrown you guys off. I will admit, one word that might have thrown you guys off. And it was blat. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, blat is a word. It is a legitimate 4-letter word. It was one of those times where, ladies and gentlemen, we could all use a little help to solve a 4-letter word. So that was our 4-letter word, as you guys can see. And that means nobody will be getting an early shot at the vault tonight. All right, so bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, as we close this out. And while we are doing that, we always basically run another sponsor. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, it is time to go. Where did my chat bot go? There he is. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the list. And like I said, it takes me a little extra time now to get this stuff set up because, again, I got a couple of things I cannot do anymore without that second screen. So, with that, let us jump right into the first list of the evening. And the first list of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, I got to figure out why it got slid over, are wind phrases. We are looking for words and phrases. As soon as I get the right windows open, there we go. We are looking for words and phrases that contain the word wind. And some of you may remember this from a previous list. But I will tell you that it has been changed a lot. It has definitely been changed a lot. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Number 9 goes to mailman. I gotta make sure I got the right one. Mailman gets Gone with the Wind. Oop. Don't do that to me, you stupid. All right, hold on 1 second, guys, because, God, this mouse is killing me. It's like it does some strange stuff. All right, I see Delve got Second Wind. I'm going to give her that one. I saw Show get one of them. Show got Falling Windmill. Show got I gotta see what number this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, Delve got number 1. Fallen with number 8. Oh. I did it again. Damn it. Okay, I'm going to have to start numbering these. I'm definitely going to have to start numbering them so I can get them in the correct order. Because I think that's what's throwing me off. Is because my slideshow, my text window doesn't list them by numbers. And that was always how I had done it. All right. Know the way the wind blows. Fallen getting break wind. Run like the wind. Not there. I was trying to see if I missed one. Yep, I did miss one. It was Little French Lady with the whirlwind. And I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing one. Oh, I did miss the other one. Mr. Kosugi getting Candle in the Wind. So we are down to number 2 and number 6. Number 6 is Throw Caution to the... You guys just let show run away with this one again, didn't you guys? All right, so number 8 is unfortunately 8 was my good one. 8 was my good one, and it got killed. The good news is my other tough one is still up there. My other tough one is still up there. For some reason, I thought of you're Mary Poppins. So where's the umbrella? That's the question. Where's the umbrella? All right. So while we are doing that, I am going to do one more thing. See, here's the good thing about this page, is I can do that. So I'm not going to corrupt young minds. That's the one good thing about it. I am free from the idea of corrupting evil minds. The camera will be back on momentarily. Don't worry about that. But yeah, Earth, Wind, and Fire was in the original wind list I had. And I actually took it out. That's how I knew this was an entirely different list. Because I did know Earth, Wind, and Fire was in there. Because I actually had originally, I had an Earth list, a Wind list, and a Fire list. And I had Earth, Wind, and Fire in all 3 of them. So that's how I know I changed it up. Because it was one of those where, all right, you saw it in 2. It can't be a number 3. Can it? And it's like, yeah, it can be a number 3. Santa Ana Winds. I like that one. Windsock is a good one. So we are looking for one wind phrase. And again, fortunately for you guys, all of these are actually wind phrases. No wind phrases. No wine phrases. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. So what I'm going to do while you guys are guessing and while I'm reading the guesses is I am going to put down my list for my next one, and that way I know I'll get them in the right order, and I won't make any screw ups, or I won't make any, hopefully won't make any screw ups in regards to an ill wind blows no one good. Is that the actual phrase? I can't remember. got that written down. That way I won't screw up the second list and I won't make win cheater. Win cheater. Nah, I don't think there's such a thing as a win cheater. I don't think there's such a thing as win cheater. Oh. So again, we are looking for one wind phrase. We are looking for one phrase with the word wind in it. The Winchester. No, there is no such weapon as a Winchester, Fallen. But one of the things I'm going to probably add, just to let you guys know, is for the main games, I'm going to have 4 of them set up. That's the plan. Every episode I have 4 set up on Saturday for one main game. And what I will do is basically, it'll be basically a spin the wheel sort of thing. And whichever one comes up will be the one we use. That means it could be a closed game, it could be an open game. What we are going to start doing, and I figured this out last Wednesday, is Wednesday nights we'll do 1 list, 1 game. Saturday nights will be 2 lists and 1 game. Like I said, because I can't afford to keep going out buying prizes right now. If and when I get another job, that will change, of course. But I figured I've kind of got it set up into segments right now. So basically what we will do Wednesday night is basically pregame, 4-letter word, 1 list, 1 game. Saturday nights will be pregame, 4-letter word, 2 lists, and then the 1 final game. And again, the final game it may be an open game, it may be a closed game, but it will simply just depend on the 4 games that I have ready to go. Tonight I only have 1. I was trying to get a second possible ready, but I looked at it and it was kind of like, it looks like garbage right now in my mind. When I was looking at it on the big screen, it was like badly pixelated out. So it's going to get held off. And fortunately for everybody, it got held off because it might have been a closed game. It might have been a closed game. But the one I have tonight will be open to everybody on the channel. So it's basically 3 open games tonight. Well, officially 5 open games if you count the pregame, the 4-letter word, the 2 lists, and the open game tonight. But what it will be, like I said, is I'm going to try to get 1 variation of every game ready, anywhere from 4 to 8, and then the wheel will decide what we play. So if I have a That's the Question game ready, I have a dual game ready, concentration game ready, and a Scrabble game ready, then those will be the 4 that are on the wheel. So my goal is I'm going to try to get 4 games ready for Wednesday. That's my goal. Get 4 games ready for Wednesday. The wheel will decide which one it is, and then that one will be taken off for Saturday's game. And it will be replaced by another one. But I do know there are a couple of these that I really want to clean up a lot. One of my all-time favorites that really needs cleaning up is Celebrity Sweepstakes. Not to mention that's one of those where I have to have a lot of people on the channel. That's the hard part. That is always the hard part, is getting enough people on the channel to participate. in the games. All right, so we are down to 14 and a half minutes, ladies and gentlemen, for the last item. I'm going to make sure my timer is right on my PowerPoint presentation. Yep. And I am back. I am back in on your screens live. I know it's scary, huh? What I would love to do is get one of those animated figures, sort of like how Freddy's got, that does the talking while you're talking. That to me would be a blast. I knew I should have left the camera off for one more second. Alright, so bear with me, folks, as I step off the camera, unfortunately. As much as I shouldn't. As we refill our adult beverage. And our second adult beverage is hard root beer. So it's like, my shopping trip was successful, so to speak, with a couple of minor pickups for myself. Dance with the Wind. That's the Kevin Kline version of the Kevin Costner movie, right? Dances with Wind Wolves. Dances with Wind Wolves. So again, I have not seen it as of yet, and we are looking for it. And we are down to 12 and a half minutes. Now, the one good thing is, right now, it's at least my timer will always be running when I'm not in presentation mode. That's the one thing I did learn, is literally if I'm in presentation mode and I get out and like change another window, the timer stops. So it's kind of like a catch-22. It's kind of like a catch-22 in that regards. So we are still looking for, ladies and gentlemen, one last win phrase. And ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that have just joined us ever for the first time, this is basically Family Feud without the points. This is a takeoff of the old ITV Play shows in England and Play Nation in America, in which we pick a topic or theme or word, and we basically pick 10 phrases that are associated specifically with that topic. There could be more, as you guys have seen. We've seen a lot of guesses up there, and they have not been one of the correct answers. And basically, this is almost always what happens. It's like 5 minutes in, 3 or 4 of them are gone. 10 minutes in, 7 or 8 of them are gone. And then it's that last 12 to 15 minutes where it's that last puzzle or last phrase people just kind of can't come up with. No clues, Flop. No clues until we hit all zeros. There are no clues until we hit all zeros, or if I just feel like speeding through, which I don't feel like doing tonight. I'm actually in a good mood tonight. If I had started this blowing in the wind, I'm trying to think. What was the song name? It's not Wind Beneath My Wings. It's why is blowing in the wind clicking in my head for some reason? It's clicking in my head for some reason, and I can't remember why. But like I said, so again, for those of you that have never been here before, basically, we give away stuff every episode. Our list will give away a small prize. which is usually something very simple. You guys can't really see it at the moment, but it could be something as simple as a bombshell magnet. It could be comic books. It could be a partial card collection. Um, it could be slightly larger. There are a couple of really good larger smalls, such as we pick up like loose Build-A-Figures. Hello, Nerdy. How we doing, my friend? Um, and we basically we our smalls are typically what we find over in our flea markets and our auction sales that are cheap. Or like I said, occasionally we just pick up stuff and we throw them in there, like Yosemite Sam. This is my cousin, by the way, just so you know. If you can't tell, it's because of the whisker biscuit right there. See, we're like cousins. Um, what else do I have that I could quickly show off as a small? I'm trying to think of what I have that I can really show off real quick because it's small, but all I got right around me are larger prizes. Oh, speaking of which, Nerdy, I did get the poll thing working. Um, yeah, no, camera keeps sliding because I keep moving stuff. It actually should be a little bit. It should be a little bit higher. I was trying to get it to about right. Damn it. Right about there. But it's like it keeps sliding on the box. It keeps sliding on the box. But yeah, the one thing I wanted to make sure I did with the camera from here on out is get whatever I have in the prize pile. Some of the prizes up. Make sure Riddler is always there. Make sure my co-host is always up here. You see Marvin in the background. Uh, what I would like to do is I would like to find one more box that I could put on top of this one, and then I could flatten it out, and I would be very happy. But it's like I don't have anything that will support the camera that's that tall. Ironically, I think this is like the tallest box I have in the room right now, to get the camera where I exactly want it. Because I was actually playing with stuff about 10 or 15 minutes before I started the stream. But yeah, to let you know, Nerdy, the poll works great. But it only works if you're watching off of the PC or a mobile app. So that would help out with your brawls in that regard. And here comes Bubbles. Here comes Bubbles. Right down Bubble Club. Yeah. That might work. Just put it over there for now.
Okay.
That might work.
Yeah.
I can't remember if that's flexible or if that's fixed. No, I meant height-wise.
Oh. It's a fixed height like that. But,
Okay, well, I'll try it later.
but it can go down.
No, I've got to get it like slightly higher than that.
Yeah. So.
And Flop says, hello, Mrs. Bubbles.
Hello, Mrs. Bubbles.
Yeah, it is show. It is also on Twitch. But like I said, that's the one that basically you can watch from the PlayStation. That's the one you can watch from the PlayStation. And Thursday night was kind of dead. There wasn't really anybody on. So we only had like 4 people in the chat. So we were basically doing a little doodle game. It's called Civic Doodle. It's actually pretty fun, but it's one of those that'll only be fun if there's enough people. If you only got like 3 players, it's kind of like, nobody really cares. But if you get the full 6 players, it's totally worth it. It is totally worth it.
Is the last one wind?
No, it's wind.
Wind?
They're all wind. And we are down to 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 5 minutes. And that's the only reason I have to really look off camera. Because I actually got to set up where the chat's like right behind the camera. Yeah, it'll be listed under the one of the Jackbox one show. But again, that's one of the few where you can actually find me on the PlayStation because it's not the Playroom.
Wasn't there a Zelda game?
Yeah, and surprisingly, nobody said that one. I didn't even think about that. I think there was one. All right, so we are down to 4 minutes. And ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that have joined us and have never been here before, welcome to List Wits. We are the one, the only, and again, I use this word liberally for various reasons, live interactive game show that comes to you live from Twitch. Feels good not having to say PlayStation or Playroom or YouTube or anything like that.
Twitch.
We are here every Wednesday night. We are here every Saturday night. Wednesday nights we will be giving away one small prize, one large prize, and on Saturday nights it'll be 2 small prizes and 1 large. And like I said, I'm going to apologize. I had to make that change. It's just one of those things where finances forces it on me, where I can't go out and buy as many prizes as I want to give away. So I have to slow down as to how many I give away. Now, that's still not to say we're not going to give stuff away. I got 4 boxes that still have to go out. And knowing my luck, we will be adding some more to the Knucklehead box.
Oh, Knuckleheads.
Because Bubbles actually went to the post office today, and I probably should have sealed up 2 of them and just said send them as is without letters in them. Because when I fall behind, I don't do the letters like I should. Few people can chat on Playroom anymore. Only seems to affect YouTube. Nah, it's a bug of some sort that Sony goofed on. I think it's a bug of some sort that Sony goofed on. I like the wind up and the pitch.
But
And
these are wind. You said wind.
I like that one, and it would have been a good one to sneak in.
Because I was thinking of wind up clock
Um,
or a wind up watch.
Dust wind, dust wind, dust wind, dust wind. All we are is dust in the. Oh, okay. I was kind of like missing something somewhere in there. So yeah, like I said, we have to cut back on buying prizes, which means we got to reduce how many. We can't do any more of these 7 prize episodes.
Oh, good. That means that you actually have to work for it.
Yeah, you got to work for it. And do you know where the corkscrew is?
Not in your head?
No, it's not.
Oh,
in my...
that's where the screw is loose.
No, the corkscrew.
I might have seen it. I'll check.
I thought I had it over here, but I can't find it.
Yeah, why do you need a corkscrew?
Because one of my beer bottles has a cork in it.
Oh.
And I can't get it to push down.
Put a cork in it?
Yeah, they put a cork in it.
Oh,
Y'all
yeah.
seen Pixels? Knew that was coming at some point. All right, we're down to 1 minute, ladies and under a minute.
Yeah, we didn't find any Jupiler in the world beer.
Actually, we're down to 30 seconds, and we'll start giving out hints. I'm going to give this hint early.
Oh, no, not an early hint.
Yeah, because it's not going to help much.
Oh, no, don't do that. You can wait.
I can wait 30 seconds?
Yes, you can wait 30 seconds.
Okay, I'll wait 30. You heard her. It's her fault. I'm waiting 30 seconds.
I mean, it's only just Nerdy that's talking or typing. It's not like he can come up with it in 30 seconds.
Oh. So, yeah, like I said, I made Bubbles buy me something because I was chauffeuring her. Just to show it off a little. Whoops.
It's all centered. There you go.
There we go. And that means, like I said, I got to show for her next week, which means I get more rewards. Hopefully. All right, we are at all zeros, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm going to give you guys your first hint. A lot of people tried a variation on this one really early in the list, but they used a dirty word.
Oh no!
They used a 4-letter word that I would not have put up here.
Oh, it's only PG-13.
Well, more like PG-17. No, PG-13.
Yeah.
Actually, we're more PG than anything. So again, the original one, there was a bunch of people that put a variation of the original guess in there. But there's another phrase that applies. There's another phrase that applies to it. Don't urinate into the wind. No. There we go. Fallen.
See, I told you it wasn't going to be nerdy.
It is spit into the wind. I could have taken don't or do. So it was spit into the wind as our last phrase. Now, thank you. Yay, we found my corkscrew. It's actually behind on that one. That's why they won't see it. You won't see it there.
Yeah, I know it's behind.
It's actually, this is the live camera.
Yeah.
All right, so with that, I got to get rid of the one that I made the mistake on.
Oh.
So we have to get rid of Wind at Your Back. Nobody got that one, and I accidentally revealed it. It was not intentional.
Uh-huh.
All right, so. Well, believe it or not, spit in the wind was actually more common in use because it was defied authority. So when you look at it in terms of which one was more relatable, got to get rid of that one. And I probably have to do this a couple of times because, like I said, I goofed and revealed one I shouldn't have revealed. So all we're trying to make sure of is that number 8 does not end up with a prize winning slot or a vault slot. There we go. So let's see what we got. We have Fallen with 3, Show with 3, Mark with 1, Delve with 1, and Little French Lady with 1.
Let's go least to most.
You want to go least to most?
Yes.
Takes all the fun out of it.
But it could be that one chance.
Yeah, that's why I want to get rid of the Canadian first.
Little French Lady.
I was thinking the other Canadian.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to start with Show, who basically threw caution to the wind and just started firing answers out as fast as he could. But it didn't do him any good tonight.
Yay!
Then we go to Fallen with 3 more. And he just showed a lot of disrespect to everybody when he just spat into the wind. Is spit into the wind.
That's messy.
It is not spit into the wind. And we go back to Mr. Kosugi, who has us singing Elton John songs over and over and over and over. Is it like a candle in the wind, or did he burn himself out?
Ooh.
Oh, Show will be doing the vault slot tonight.
Aw, Show.
And that means we got to finish shows off with Wind in the Willows. which means it will be a different player for the vault and a different player for this first small prize of the evening. I gotta get rid of it because it's making it very, very smelly around here. Is break wind, breaking, driving everybody else out of the room? It is. Wow. So Fallen's bad habit, breaking wind, is going to get him the small prize for list number 1. All right, so while I am doing that, oops, wrong window.
You should see all the little options and such that he's going through.
All right, so with that,
Oh, treasure mob. Let's.
we always start with the treasure prize. And we have to wait for it to de-lock our window.
There we go. Fallen one.
Fallen, you will be getting a shot at the small prize here in a minute. All right, Fallen. So with that, my friend, the good thing is, did I send yours out? No, I still have your envelope here. So with that, Fallen, I need a number between 1 and 152, my friend.
Or is it 57?
No, it's a 2.
Oh, okay. Not a crazy looking 7.
No, I don't see a 150. All right.
Sweet 16.
Fallen going with
With
these.
the March Madness.
That's what I was going to say. The March Madness in Treasure Chest 16 for Fallen is... Oh, you get your choice?
Ooh.
I got to find the right spot where I put them. Bear with me 1 minute.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Is the acronym a little backwards?
What?
TNMT?
Yeah, it's backwards.
Okay.
All right, Mailman, or Fallen.
Yeah,
It's
Meg
basic-
Nerdy does.
This is basically a choice. You're going to get 2. Your choices are... It should have been a... I think this was supposed to get reset to 1, but I didn't do it. So you get your choice from... I gotta remember what year this one was. I think they're both 92s. you have your choice of April. Whoops, I need the camera so I can see what I'm pointing at. We have Mexican Mikey and Series 1, if I remember rightly, based on the stripe on her leg, April O'Neil. Or you get yourself a pair of bad guys.
Do you want the good or the bad? Which one will... Never mind. I won't say it about Nardy.
With Bebop and Rocksteady. And I do know, just to let you know, I think this one is the one that is slightly squishy headed. I know the Rocksteady. I know the Rocksteady one is solid. I can't remember what year these are. This is 88, and I can't remember if this one had his year on. This one didn't have the year on him.
Can I see that one?
Which one? This one?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he has the slightly squishy head.
Yeah, I know he's got the slight squishy head. Because if I remember rightly, they didn't put the year on him.
Yeah.
And it's the only way you could tell.
Yeah, there's no year on him.
Oh, it's probably on there, and I just can't remember. All right, so with that, Fallen will be getting the bad guys.
Do you want someone else to have you, Fallen?
So Bebop and Rocksteady will be going to Fallen Angel.
Is that the bag?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Problem is I may have to switch to a box now.
Yeah. All right.
We drop him in there gently because I can't remember what else is in there right now.
Oh.
I know there's stuff.
Yeah, there's lots of other stuff in here.
I know there's a lot of stuff in there. That's why I probably have to change that one to a box.
All right.
There we go. All right, and we put Mikey and April back in the prize pile. Like I said, it's one of those cases where I can't remember why I separated them the way I did.
Evil and good?
No. I want to say it was because while I had the pair.
Oh,
Don't seal that.
I'm not sealing it.
Okay.
Because Fallen might get more stuff, right?
I think it was because one of each was Series 1 and one of each was later series, I think.
Plus it was good and evil.
But now I'll probably separate April and Mikey.
Oh.
I'll probably separate April and Mikey
Yeah.
just because.
More prizes.
And with that, we turn our attention now to Mr. Kosugi. The Canadian that caused me a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And with that, Mr. Kosugi,
Remove a random one from the blue row.
we'll be getting one number removed from the blue row. Whoop.
Oh, that's a little.
There we go. And with that, from the blue row.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
All right, you heard her. So, show with that, for you, we are removing the 8. We are removing the 8 for you, which means, Mr. Kosugi, we need a 4-digit number that you think is opening the vault tonight. All right. Show says it is 5, 9, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we punched that number into our mystical, magical computer.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
It is not 5923, which means that for at least one more game, the vault is still closed. And we jump back over to the second of the list tonight. And like I said, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, starting every Saturday night, we're going to basically do 2 lists. And then we're going to jump into the open game or the main game of the evening. So, for list number 2 of the evening, if you were here, you probably saw me when I goofed and did this one Wednesday. So, for list number 2, we are looking for, ladies and gentlemen, nope, it did the wrong one again. Why did it jump to the wrong one? It jumped to the wrong screen.
Yeah.
We are looking for famous fictional sword wielders.
Ooh.
We are looking for famous fictional sword wielders.
Oh, God! Is that all you got?
This is why we keep her upstairs. King Arthur is not there. Go have fun.
I am having fun.
I know you are.
Woo.
So we are looking for famous fictional sword wielders.
There can be only one show.
And he got one of them. Connor MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod. And I'm going to say, off the top of my head, I see 2 hard ones.
Hamlet.
Qualifies, but he is not there.
Well, I have one in my head. I have 2 in my head. King Norcal.
I don't know if I count him as famous. See, I'll lay odds. That one, you don't know.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, I know that one.
Oh, you do know that one?
Yeah. Oh, that one's a good one.
Which one? Give me the number.
4.
Yep, we're going to see. So again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that have just joined us for the first time ever, I want to welcome you guys to... Oh, we got one. Uh-oh, the Canadian already 2 up on everybody again. I want to welcome you to Wits. We are the only live interactive game show that comes to you live every Wednesday night, every Saturday night from Twitch. And we basically fulfill your nerdy desires, so to speak. Pretty much everything we give away has a nerd collectible feel to it.
Oh, Darth Vader. Oh, Inigo Montoya.
It's Inigo.
Inigo.
You killed my father. Prepare to die. You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
I actually had the other guy.
Dread Pirate Roberts?
Yeah.
Somebody already guessed that one. Colin guessed both of them.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that one.
So again, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking for famous fictional sword wielders, and there were a lot I left off.
Yeah.
I can name 4 right off the top of my head I left off.
Yeah. Those 2 were ones.
Go check what your cat's doing. That was a kitty cat level. That was a kitty cat level thing.
Yeah.
Say bye-bye to the bubbles, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye-bye to the bubbles!
So again, we are looking for I'm debating whether or not to get. I'm going to give it to him.
Spelling.
Yeah, I was debating the spelling part. And he took one of my good ones.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness!
He took one of my good ones. I'm mad now.
Yeah,
I don't
really.
like you no more, show.
I didn't know Wonder Woman wielded a sword.
In the movie, she does.
Oh yeah, she did. Forgot about that.
I'm mad at show now. He got my good one.
Yeah.
He got Red Sonja.
Ah.
That's it. We can't be friends no more, show. All right, go check out your kitty cat and see what she's doing.
Okay.
All right, this is not funny no more. Somebody besides show has to get one of these.
Yeah, because it's not the show.
Yeah, that's with GQ Smooth.
Right. This is not the show.
So far, it's 5 for show, 1 for flop, and nobody else. No, I know what I need to do. I need to figure out how to, 15 seconds after show types in a guess, he can't type in any more guesses. That's what I needed. Because he's in there, he's flying through guesses right now. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking for famous fictional sword wielders. I'm trying to think, did Optimus Prime ever have a sword though? I know he had a mystical shield at one point. I don't remember him having a sword. But ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that have just joined in, welcome to List Wits. Again, we are the only live interactive game show from Twitch where you guys can actually walk out with prizes. This is not, show, you are not being fair to the crowd. That's all I'm going to say. It was basically show for 6, fallen for 1, or flop for 1, and nobody else. No, that's the way it goes sometimes. It's the way it goes. So we are down to 3. And I had one of my hard ones is still left. One of my hard ones is still left. Now, Conan lost out to Sonya. Because I figured people would think of Conan and nobody would think of Red Sonya. So it was kind of like an either or for those two. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking for famous fictional sword wielders. And right now, the entire left-hand side of the board, or right-hand side of the board, belongs to show. So we've got one hard one left, I think. And the other two are not as hard. Kratos, I picture more with the axe than the sword. Kratos, I picture more with axe than the sword. Zero, Draconis. But again, ladies and gentlemen, we are here every Wednesday night. We are here every Saturday night. Part of the, I'm calling it the Boss Network at the moment. A bunch of us that were former Playroom streamers for the most part are working on making their way over to Twitch. Twisted, myself, Nerdy's working on his way over. The Homebodies. I don't know if Smoothie is ever going to make his way off the Playroom. Dr. Jekyll, Norevs, and a few others. Let's see how many people know who Desmond Miles is, though, show. Let's see how many people know who Desmond Miles is. That would be a tough question. Oh, I like the Alucard guess. I love the Alucard guess. And if you've never seen Castlevania the series, you need to watch it. It's short. It's only six episodes, I think. But fantastically done. Fantastically done. Rasha Al Ghul. So we are down to 16 and a half minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Nope, Jack didn't make my cut. He was number 13. Jack was 13th on my list. It was basically, I had 15 of them I had to choose from. Like I said, Red Sonja and Conan were a swap. Frodo and Bilbo were a swap. Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow were swaps of sorts. So we are looking for 3 famous fictional sword wielders. There we go, Fallen. I knew that's what you were aiming for. I knew you were aiming for that with 0. But there is actually a character known as Zero. There's a lot of characters known as Zero. So that was one where the spelling I had to be a little more specific on. One of my hard ones is still there, and it's one Bubbles knows. There's one still there that Bubbles knows. Farfurried? Yeah, they're all recognizable.
Except for the number 10. I didn't know number 10.
You didn't know Red Sonja?
No,
How do you not know Red Sonja?
because I don't know Red Sonja.
Nope, Raiden didn't make the cut. Flop. So again, we are looking for famous fictional sword wielders. um, I think he did. I think Van Helsing had one, but it never came into use to my knowledge. It never came into use to my knowledge. Blade was on my list. Luke was number 11. Luke was number 11 because it was like I thought Luke and Darth were going to be almost a little too obvious. Surprisingly, Luke had not come up until Nerdy Guesting. But Luke was number 11. It was basically if I'd gotten rid of one, Luke was taking his place. And the closest one it actually came to replacing, I think, was Link. I think he was going to replace Link at one point. And it's like, I got to keep Link. I got to keep Link. But yeah, I'm surprised Luke did not get guessed until just now. So we are down to 2. And we still got plenty of time on the clock, folks. So there are a lot of fictional sword wielders. Like I said, we saw King Arthur wasn't there. We saw Blade wasn't there. Jon Snow wasn't there. Who else did we see? It was Alucard was a good one. Voltron was a really good one that didn't make it. No, Sting was officially a sword. It was officially a sword in the book. Yes, a hobbit held it, but officially it was a sword. Let's see. Voltron, like I said, Voltron was a good one. I love the Samurai Jack one. Xena was kind of pushing it. Xena was kind of pushing it. Xena was more of the chakra than the sword. Ah, the Sword of Damocles. I like that one a lot. I like that one a lot. For a hobbit, it's a Swiss Army knife. Or a corkscrew. Speaking of which, you gave me the corkscrew. I think I'm going to get the other beverage that I've been wanting to try. While you guys are getting your guesses in. And I picked up today, just so you guys can see. And like I said, I was not expecting the cork in the bottle. Went over to Wine World. And picked up is a Belgium strawberry wine. Whoop, there we go. Or Belgium strawberry beer. And I popped the top on it, and it's the cords in it, or the corks in it. And it's like, what do I do now? No, it was one of those. I went back and I looked at the Wednesday broadcast, Nerdy, and it was to get the camera on me. I couldn't show off like the entire prize rack, so it was kind of like, all right, I'm gonna bring back the bar stool chair, as I call it. just because I hate being the focus of the camera myself. I really hate it. Because, like I said, I always want the prizes and the games to be the primary. There we go. So it was kind of like I had to pick and choose. So there are certain days when you'll see me in the really low chair, and certain days where you see me in this one. Like I said, I wish I could get the office chair working, but I'm missing one of the bolts fell out. Somebody tried the Bride Already show. Somebody tried the Bride Already, which was a good one, but it was not there. All right. You need to stay down from there. Like I said, this is why cats are the demon spawn. Because, like I said, this morning, if I had been streaming this morning, I would have been irate. Because she actually broke one of my chess pieces. And it's one of those pieces I'd been looking for. So I was like, pissed. There we go. I say that real quiet. I was really pissed. Because it was like one of the last ones I had found. Now I've got to completely replace it. And that means I'm going to be pretty much stuck looking on eBay for it. But yeah, she basically de-headed and de-armed Rogue. I'll show you what she did to it. This is why cats are evil. This is why cats are evil demon spawn. I was so proud I finally got my hands on it. And then this is what she did to it. It was like I was ready to kill her. Like I said, we could have had cat kebabs and I would not have complained in the slightest. So now I got to replace Rogue. I got to pray I can find it to replace it. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking for famous fictional sword wielders. And I'm going to tell you right now, we're looking for specific people. We're looking for specific people. Specific people. Oh, you know what I need to do now that the TV is moved? I need to, bear with me, folks. Now, I'll probably have to wait till after the show because it's not going to come. Oh, Lethal taken number 3. Inuyasha. That was my hard one. That was the one. It was going to be, I don't know if anybody knows Inuyasha. That was my hardest. I think that was the hardest one on the entire list. All right, so we are down to 1, ladies and gentlemen. We are down to 1 for the final list of the night. And I'm going to say I'm surprised this one hasn't been gotten yet. I'm going to say I am surprised this one has not been solved yet. See, I don't think either Streamlabs is a lot better at OBS at keeping frames up, or Streamlabs is not recording my drop frames. I love season 1 for Inuyasha. Season 2 was kind of hit or miss for me. Season 1 I loved. Season 2 and beyond was kind of hit or miss for me. Ryu Hayabusa. I can't remember if I ever say his name right when I say him. Ryu Hayabusa. So again, we are looking for famous fictional sword wielders. And I've got a really easy hint for number 1 when we get to it. Alright, I will say if you think about it, avoid the superheroes because we've got Deadpool as our superhero. I tried to vary him up. So it was like, I didn't have, because I actually didn't get any Star Wars ones on here, which surprises me. So it's like, there's nobody else going to be from G.I. Joe. There's nobody else going to be from the Lord of the Rings series. Red Sonja's on there, so you know Conan won't be. I'm trying to think. Here. I'm trying to make sure I don't have this kind of like duplicated in any way, shape, or form. Oh, Valkyrie. Now, are you talking about the one from the Xenosaga game, Mailman? I liked her. Now, what I really want to do is I still got to get my Gato card in my PC. And then I got to see if I can get my PS3 up and running, and I'd like run that through there. Because I know it's got the ability to do it. I know it's got the ability to do HDMI. But I would really love to go back and replay the Xenosaga games. Of course, I still got to get the Pi set up. It's driving me nuts. Because it's basically, the ROMs are not working like they're supposed to. So it's kind of like, Nope, not Kane. So we are down to 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We are down to under 2 minutes. We're actually down to under 1:30. We are down to under 1:30. And like I said, the first clue is going to make it look really obvious. The first clue will make it really, really obvious. Nope, not Meta Knight, not Mulan. So again, we are looking for a famous fictional sword wielder. And we're down to 1 minute. I know who they are, Harley. I know who they are. They just didn't make my cut. And to be honest with you, no. The best known sword wielder was number 2 on the list, Zoro. Everybody, Zoro was pretty much a country's hero. So yeah, like I said, and I used to play Final Fantasy a lot myself. No, Sephiroth would not on all of them. No. me explain why. There's a movie out there from a long time ago. Well, not really that long ago. Called Rob Roy. All these big, great sword fighters used these massive swords. What happens? The really good sword fighter gets the little rapier, the epi, and he basically beats the hell out of every one of them. Why? Because he was that damn good, he was that damn quick, and nobody could hurt him. So yeah, F your Sephiroth as the best sword wielder in the world, Harley. Alright. We have hit the timer. So I'm going to say, here's your very first clue. There was a very early guess on this list that was not specific enough. There was a very early guess on this list that was not specific enough. Mulan wasn't she more of a bow staff user? I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since I've seen Mulan. The Peter Pan Peter Pan had the wooden sword. It would have counted. Like I said, I would put a fast, great swordsman up against them big ass, heavy sword swingers any day of the week. So there was a very early, and I mean very early guess that was not specific enough. And Lethal jumping in and stealing it. It was Porthos. Show had put the Three Musketeers. I could not take the Three Musketeers because I was looking for a very specific one named member. I was looking for Porthos. There was Porthos, Athos, Aramis, and D'Artagnan. But yeah, Luke was number 11. I want to say I had Princess Valiant as number 12. Sephiroth was 13th. Deathstroke was 14th. And I think I had Aragorn as 15th. I avoided Darth because I just didn't want Luke and Darth, and I was worried I was going to get both of them to that point. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, it is time to find out who will be getting the second shot at the vault and who will be getting the second small prize of the evening. And we're just going to clear out the left side of the list because show's got so many of them. We're just going to hope there's only one correct answer on the left or on the right. And we're just going to work our way down, show. Connor McLeod, not the one. Link, nope. Everybody's favorite bad guy from G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes, from The Hobbit, Frodo, or from Fellowship of the Rings, Frodo Baggins. Wow, he's gone 0 for 4. Is it Red Sonja? Ah, Red. Show finally getting the vault slot. 1 out of 5. I was not expect. I was honestly expecting them to both be on that side of the board. I really was. And that means we have Lethal with 2, Fallen with 1, Flop with 1, and Show with 1 more. And we're going to turn our attention to one of the all-time great manga TV series out there, Inuyasha. Oh, not there. I'm glad to see somebody else appreciated that show, though. Like I said, when I worked late nights, I actually would sit up, I would watch the whole thing. All right, so we have Lethal, Fallen, Flop, and Show Still. Same 4. Let's do the Knucklehead first. Is it the man that doesn't die? Sort of like showing all his guesses tonight. Deadpool. It is not Deadpool, which means somebody else will be getting one of the smalls. Is it the only female that made the cut? She-Ra. Oh, it is not, Flop, which means the prize-winning slot is either Porthos or the man I still say is the greatest swordsman of all time, the Fox, Zorro. Is it Porthos? It is Porthos, which means Lethal will be getting the small prize of list number 2. So, congratulations, Lethal. And that means I can close the list out tonight because we are done with our 2 lists of the evening. And with that, Lethal, we take you over to the treasure chest. And just so you know, number 16 is off the board. So, Lethal, we need a number between 1 and 152 for your small prize. You're not going to take your chance and try to win a big one tonight, Lethal? Towards the end of the year. It is toward the end of the year. I won't say where at the end of the year. All right, Lethal going for treasure chest number 10. And for Lethal, it is your choice of one of the plushie Rangers. This one's going to the kids. I can tell it now. Let me find them. All right, Lethal. Would you like the Yellow Ranger? Would you like the Red Ranger? Or would you like the Black Ranger? Red it is. And we drop the other 2 back in the set. And we take Mr. Red Ranger. And we put him off to the side. No, I was never able to find the pink one, mailman. Bubbles actually looked for all of them. But she was never able to find the pink one. So I went looking for him and I couldn't find her. I went looking for the pink, the green, the white, because they're supposedly out there. But it was one of those cases where I just couldn't find those Rangers. All right, so Lethal getting the Red Ranger. Question is, who gets the Red Ranger? Is it Lethal or Lethal Jr. or Mrs. Lethal or Mrs. Lethal Jr.? All right, Mr. Kosugi. With that, my friend, it is now your turn. And because all the rows are now even, you get to pick one of the 4 rows from which we are going to remove an incorrect number. Would you like it removed from the red, the white, the blue, or the green? The red, white, blue, or green, my friend? First row, all right. Coming off the first row, we are removing the 5. So with that show, we need a 4-digit number that you think will open the vault tonight. All right, show puts in the numbers 3948. We enter those into the computer and press the little red bar, and we get no, it is not 3948, which means for one more night, the vault remains closed. All right, now you guys have to bear with me. I got to open up the other screen, so give me 1 second.
Hello. Altus. Everybody, it's Thursday, so say yay. It's time to get crazy with Dr. J. Kick it with magic hands, Bob and Nurse Enema. The defective crew sending an erected Pikachu, drawing pictures and arms working and bursting into some flames, shooting off fireworks. Kid, this ain't a game. Don't try this at home, cause it is insane unless you got a patient 217 with a defective brain. But don't worry though, be watching the Dr. Jekyll show. Who knows how far he will go? I mean, we'll never know. He's always got something crazy hidden right up his sleeve, and even on your trumpet safe when it's time to bleed. They got the machete swinging, whatever change he's bringing. Fuck, shit, fuck. I gotta watch what I say when I'm on the show, or I'm getting hit with coins from head to toe. Are you ready? Cause I'm ready, let's get it started. Right after a few bars and a hook, then it's a party. Get a drink, take a seat, and let your head meet me. The Doctor Hour for about an hour, so go and get ready for Dr. Jekyll. It's time he's finally here. Dr. Jekyll, right after some long ass song. Dr. Jekyll, just listen to Dr. Jekyll and watch Dr. Jekyll every Thursday. Dr. Jekyll, I don't know what the fuck to say. Dr. Jekyll, but that rhymes, right? Dr. Jekyll, 2 times around, right? Dr. Jekyll, lots of Dr. Jekyll and more Dr. Jekyll, and still got Dr. Jekyll.
And then I'm trying to find other people that are doing, like, of our crew that do great shows. Ah, crud. I forgot I got that set up to play automatically. All right, ladies and gentlemen. With that, I have actually been working on this for a long time. Like, for an hour today. Trying to get this cleaned up. I need to check and see if I'm getting the sound that I'm supposed to be getting. Nope, I'm not getting the sound I'm supposed to be getting. Damn it. Hold on 1 minute. I'm going to fix that. Oh, I took it out of there. All right, we're good. I did take it out of there. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the game that I basically spent today working on and repairing so that it would not crash my computer. And I like to think that we got it working really well, but we're going to find out very, very, very shortly whether or not that's true. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Joker's Wild. And it's the game where knowledge is king and Lady Luck is queen. Tonight, we're going to go open play. Whoop, get back here. We are going to go open play for this one tonight. And the game will start with one player selected as the first controller. Okay? I'm going to spin the wheels, and when they stop, we're going to show you 3 categories. In each of the 3 windows, there will be one category. If the window shows a wild, whoever is the controller may select any of the available categories. The point value will depend on the number of times the category appears on the screen at a single time. If it appears one time only, it's worth 50 points. If it appears twice, it's 100 points. If it appears 3 times, it's 200 points. If the wild card appears in all 3 windows, it's automatically a 500-point question. Once the category is chosen, the question is open to everybody. So the controller is basically only picking the topic. I will tell you that the first player to reach 1,000 wins the game. It is not 2,000. And a wrong answer means anybody can jump in. We're not worried about secondary questions. We're not running a timer at the moment. Now, there are only 12 questions per category. Okay? That's the key to this. So, the 6 categories are wine and alcohol, word origins, dangerous creatures, the Rat Pack, Seinfeld, and baseball one-teamers. These are players that have only played for a single team in their entire baseball career. All right, so with that, I'm going to choose the next chat person to come up on the chat list. Waiting to see who it's going to be. Besides Alex Trebek bot. The bot does not get a choice. So again, we're waiting for one chat comment. I can't point. All right, it is Flop. All right, Flop. We covered the wheels. And we spin them to reveal word origins, dangerous creatures, or wine and alcohol. So, Flop, this is a 50-point question. Which of those three categories would you like? And there is no wild card, so you cannot go off the board. So we have word origins, dangerous creatures, or wine and alcohol. Flop? All right, it is wine and alcohol. And here is the first question. Along which river and its tributaries do the majority of German vineyards lie? Along which river and its tributaries do the majority of German vineyards lie? So that's the basic question. And I do need to put a timer on this, and I forgot about that. Damn it. Alexa, start 1 minute timer. Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute, starting now.
Mailman says it's the Rhine, and it is indeed the Rhine, which means Mr. Mailman Flop has 50 points on the board. And we do another category selection. And we spin the wheels. And we have baseball one-timers for 100. And word origins for 50. Or baseball one-teamers. I'm sorry. I keep saying timers, and I mean to say teamers. So, Flop, would you like baseball one-teamer? Computer, stop timer. Well, the thing is, it used to be, I used to have it named Alexa, and then when the network had gone down, and when it came back up, I couldn't get it to come back up, so she just basically set it to computer. All right, baseball one-teamers. With what team did Sandy Koufax spend his entire career? With what team did Sandy Koufax spend his entire career? Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute, starting now.
Be more specific, Flop. You got to be more specific on this one. It is not the Brooklyn Dodgers. So flop locked out. Computer, stop timer. He actually joined them after they moved to Los Angeles. He actually joined them after Los Angeles, so it would have been the Los Angeles Dodgers. Following just a smidge too late. All right, we spin the wheels again for flop. And we have baseball one-teamers, Seinfeld, or wine and alcohol. And yes, there's about a 6-second delay, so you guys basically get about 55 seconds once I start the timer. All right, it is Seinfeld. It's a 50-point question. To impress Susan's parents, George pretends he owns a house in the Hamptons with 2 horses by what name? To impress Susan's parents, George pretends he owns a house in the Hamptons and he owns 2 horses with what names? Computer, start 1-minute timer.
1 minute. Starting now.
To impress Susan's parents, George pretends he owns a house in the Hamptons and has 2 horses with what names? Uh-oh, I think we got a stumper. It is Snoopy and Prickly Pete. It is Snoopy and Prickly Pete. We know who the Seinfeld fan is, don't we? Alexa, computer, stop timer. I keep wanting to do the Alexa thing, and I'm like, I gotta quit doing that. All right, so with that, we spin the wheels for flop again. And we have wine and alcohol for 100 or word origins for 50. We have wine and alcohol for 100. Or word origins for 50. All right, wine and alcohol. Come on, mouse. Start working. There we go. What is the name of the Chilean Valley of Wine? What is the name of the Chilean Valley of wine producing that shares its name with a famed 1941 film? So again, here's the question. What is the name of the Chilean Valley of wine producing that shares its name with a famed 1941 film? Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute, starting now.
What is the name of the Chilean Valley of wine producing that shares its name with a famed 1941 film? Nope, not Red River Valley. Computer, stop timer. The correct
For how long?
Computer, stop timer. The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is Casablanca. The valley in Chile is known as Casablanca. All right, so again, Flop still in control of the board. And we have wine and alcohol, dangerous creatures, or baseball one-teamers for 50 points. Flop, which of those three categories? Anybody can answer, Fallen. Is basically once the question comes up, it's a toss-up. Flop can only pick the category to start with. It's open to anybody. Basically, all the controller does is pick the category for this round. All right, Flop says we're going to go with dangerous creatures, 450. They rank it as the 10th most dangerous animal in the world. But believe it or not, natural attacks by this animal are considered rare unless they are protecting their young or hunting food, resulting in 5 to 10 fatalities a year. This creature ranks as the 10th most dangerous animal in the world. But believe it or not, natural attacks by this animal are considered rare unless they are protecting their young or hunting food, resulting in 5 to 10 fatalities a year. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute, starting now.
So again, anybody can jump in and answer it. Anybody can jump in and answer and name the 10th most dangerous animal in the world. Nope, not humans. Not Cape Buffalo. Not the hippo. Computer, stop timer. Ladies and gentlemen, there are only 5 to 10 bear deaths or bear kills of humans per year. There are only 5 to 10 bear kills per year, making the bear the 10th most dangerous animal in the world. All right, so Flop, you are still in control. And you have Dangerous Creatures for 50 or the Rat Pack for 100. Bare naked kills. Dangerous Creatures for 50 or Rat Pack for 100. And ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that have just joined us, welcome to Listwits. We are the only live interactive game show. We come to you to Twitch every Wednesday night, every Saturday night, in which we give away prizes. So far tonight, we have given away a plush Ranger piece, and whatever I threw into Fallen's envelope. I can't remember right now off the top of my head. I told you, the memory thing is going. All right. Flop says we're going to go with the Rat Pack. I will tell you right now, these are questions about the members of the Rat Pack. Rat is not a trick word in here or anything of that sort. And here is question number 1 on the Rat Pack. Rat Pack member Peter Lawford was related to future U.S. President John F. Kennedy. How? Rat Pack member Peter Lawford was related to future U.S. President John F. Kennedy. How? And ladies and gentlemen, computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute. Starting now.
Rat Pack member Peter Lawford was related to future U.S. President John F. Kennedy. How? There was a family relation between the two. Flop is 100% right. Peter Lawford was his brother-in-law, which means Flop is up to 200. Nobody else on the board yet. And with that, Flop, you are still in control, my friend. And here are the next 3 categories. I'm shocked. We're not getting any wild cards, which is surprising me. Computer, stop timer. We have Seinfeld for 50 or baseball one-teamers for 100. So we have Seinfeld for 50 or baseball one-teamers for 100. All right, baseball it is. And here is the question. Don Mattingly played all 14 of his seasons for the New York Yankees. In those 14 years, how many Gold Gloves did he win for playing at first base? Don Mattingly played all 14 of his seasons for the New York Yankees. In those 14 years, how many Gold Gloves did he win at first base? And with that, computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute. Starting
Nope,
now.
not 6, show. Hey, Twisted, what's good? Don Mattingly played all 14 of his seasons for the Yankees. In those 14 years, how many Gold Gloves did he win at first base? Flop, nailing killing it. He got 9. Don Mattingly won 9 of them in his 14 years, which means Flop still driving up the numbers. And with that, I have to erase that question off my file. And Flop, we're going to show you the next spins. Computer, stop timer. All right, Flop, we have Dangerous Creatures for 100, the Rat Pack for 100, or you can go on to one of the other 4 categories for 50. Dangerous Creatures for 100, Rat Pack for 100, or you can choose another category for 50. All right, Rat Pack for 100. Which member of the Rat Pack was the shortest? Which member of the Rat Pack was the shortest? Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute. Starting now.
Which member of the Rat Pack was the shortest? And again, anybody can jump in and answer the question. In fact, you honestly don't have to wait for me to finish reading it before you jump in. Because like I said, I do know that the timer between the two are kind of off. It is Sammy Davis Jr. I think Sammy Davis was only like 5'6". And the next shortest was, I think Joey Bishop was 5'11", I think. All right, Flop still running away with it. And we spin the wheels again. And it's only a 50-point question. Computer, stop timer. We have Dangerous Creatures, Baseball One-Teamers, or Word Origins. So it's a 50-point choice. Dangerous Creatures, Baseball One-Teamers, or Word Origins. Yeah, this one is open, Twisted. All right, Word Origins for 50. Which vegetable's name is the shortening of the Narragansett, if I can say that one right, Narragansett Indian word for vegetable eaten green? Which vegetable's name is the shortening of the Narragansett Indian word for vegetable eaten green? Nope, it is not green pea. Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute. Starting now.
Which vegetable's name is the shortening of the Narragansett Indian word for vegetable eaten green? It is not kumquat. It is not potato. Which vegetable's name is the shortening or the shortened version of the Narragansett Indian word for vegetable eaten green? Twisted, getting it. It is indeed squash. It is indeed squash. Don't ask me what the long word is because I did not memorize it at all. All right, so Twisted on the board with 50, breaks Flop streak. So that means Twisted will have the choice. Computer, stop timer. Of the following categories: We have word origins for 100, dangerous creatures for 100, or you can go off the board with the other 4 categories for 50. Word origins for 100, dangerous creatures for 100, or one of the other 4 categories for 50. Well, you have to pick a category if you don't want to do word origins or dangerous creatures. All right, Seinfeld 450. And the Seinfeld question is, in the episode of The Race, who was Jerry's track nemesis? In the episode of The Race, who was Jerry's track nemesis? So that's the question. Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute. Starting now.
Nope, it was not Newman. In the episode of The Race, who was Jerry's track nemesis? Nope, not Elaine. It was one of Elaine's boyfriends, yes. Not Kramer. Computer, start timer. The correct answer was Duncan Meyer. It was Duncan Meyer. One of those more obscure facts. Computer, stop timer.
For how long?
Stop timer. All right, Twisted, you are still in control. And your categories are Seinfeld for 200. You cannot go off the board on this because there is no wild card. So it is a 200-point question right now. For 200 points, here is the question. In an episode named after what arcade game did Slippery Pete try to help George? Let me try that again. In what episode named after an arcade game, Slippery Pete tries to help George save his high score on what named machine? Oh, Twisted, not even waiting. It was indeed Frogger. It was indeed Frogger. Was Twisted at 250. And Flop now has a challenger. All right, Twisted. With that, your choices for the next category are 50 points, wine and alcohol, 50-point word origins, or 50 points for dangerous creatures. All right, dangerous creatures it is for 50. Of the 360 species of sharks, How many are naturally aggressive towards man? Of the 360 plus species of sharks, how many are naturally aggressive towards man? Oh, Twisted wasted no time. There are only 4. There are only 4 species of sharks that are naturally aggressive towards humans. All right, Twisted. With that, you have wine and alcohol for 100 or dangerous creatures for 50. Wine and alcohol for 100 or dangerous creatures for 50. See, I knew the great white, I knew the bull, I knew the hammerhead. I didn't know about the nurse one. All right, it is wine and alcohol for 100 points. Ruby, tawny, and vintage all describe what style of alcoholic beverages? Ruby, tawny, and vintage all describe what style of alcoholic beverage, and you have to be specific. Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute.
Nope,
Starting now.
not vodka and tonics. Ruby, tawny, and vintage all describe what style of alcoholic beverage? Not wine. Not cocktails. Nope. Spritzers is not what we're looking for. Champagne, a good guess, but not it either. Not a wine cooler. Computer, stop timer. Like I said, that's why I said you had to be specific on this one. Ruby, tawny, and vintage all describe styles of port wine. They all describe styles of port. That's why that was the one I said you had to be specific on, because otherwise I would have been able to take wine, and that was just a little too vague. All right, Twisted still in control, and we spin the wheels, and we reveal baseball one-teamers or wine and alcohol for 100. Baseball one-teamers or wine and alcohol for 100. And again, baseball one-teamers, for those of you that are coming in late, are about players who played for only one team in their entire career. To hell with free agency. They were loyal. All right, wine and alcohol for 100 it is. In which song does the captain reply to a wine request with, "We haven't had that spirit here since 1969"? In which song does the captain reply to a wine request with the comment, "We haven't had that spirit here since 1969"? Oh, Twisted, quick on the draw it is. Hotel California, Which means, ladies and gentlemen, right now we have a tie between Flop and Twisted. Living it up at Hotel California. See, that's why I don't sing. All right, Twisted in control. And we have a 50-point question. The Rat Pack, Seinfeld, or word origins? The Rat Pack, Seinfeld, or word origins? All right, Seinfeld again. Now, like I said, I'm going to warn you guys. If you get through 12 questions on a category, it disappears. If it comes up on the board at that point, it is determined to be another wild. The character of Lloyd Brown was played by how many actors during the show? The character of Lloyd Brown was played by how many actors during the show? Computer, start 1 minute timer. Nope, not 3.
1 minute. Starting now.
The character of Lloyd Brown. It was 2. There were 2 characters that played Lloyd Brown during the entire show. I want to say there were like three characters that had double actors. I want to say 3, but don't quote me on that. All right, Speedy Typist Twisted in control of the board again. And we said that was a 50-pointer, right? And Twisted, your choices for this one are the Rat Pack, Baseball One-Teamers, or Dangerous Creatures. The Rat Pack, Baseball One-Teamers, or Dangerous Creatures. Computer, stop timer. All right, the Rat Pack for 50. Which Rat Pack member adopted a campaign song for the JFK presidential campaign of 1960? Which Rat Pack member adopted a campaign song from the JFK presidential campaign of 1960? Hey, PTL, how you doing, Angel? Nope, it is not Dean Martin. It is not Sammy Davis Jr. Mailman getting it. Mailman Flop jumping back in. It was Frank Sinatra who actually adopted the campaign song. And now I can't remember the name. I had the song in my head. And now I can't remember what it is. How you doing, Angel? All right, Flop back in control of the board. And Flop, your 3 categories are the Rat Pack for 100, Seinfeld for 100, or off the board for 50. So you've got the Rat Pack for 100, Seinfeld for 100, or one of the other 4 categories for 50. All right, Rat Pack for 100. And here's the reason I couldn't give you the name of the song. We just asked you which Rat Pack member adopted a campaign song for the JFK presidential campaign. Which song was it? We just asked you which Rat Pack member, Frankie Sinatra, adopted a campaign song for the JFK presidential campaign. Which song was it? I almost said it, and I looked down, and I'm like, I had to back off. Computer, start 1 minute timer. Nope, not.
Starting now.
Oh, computer, stop timer. It was indeed High Hopes. It was indeed High Hopes. And Flop gets another 100 points on the board. There's a pit bull behind you. All right, Flop, here are your next categories. We have the Rat Pack for 50, Seinfeld for 100. The Rat Pack for 50 or Seinfeld for 100. Computer, stop timer. All right, Flop going with the 50-point question. How many actresses were named as mascots for the Rat Pack? How many actresses were named officially as mascots for the Rat Pack? Twisted just typing in as many numbers as he can, as quick as he can. It was 4. There were 4 actresses named, and that's not counting the one that was officially a member. There was only, I want to say, 2 official Rat Pack females, I think. And that's another 50 for Twisted. And Twisted, here is your category choices. Wow, the Rat Pack for 100 or wine and alcohol for 50? So we have the Rat Pack for 100, wine and alcohol for 50. All right, another 100 on the Rat Pack. What was the nickname given to Sammy Davis Jr.? What was the nickname given to Sammy Davis Jr.? For 100 points. Nope, not Candyman. It should say what was the nickname given to Sammy Davis Jr. by the Rat Pack. Nope, not the Big 5. Computer, start 1-minute timer.
1 minute.
Stumpy. You guys are making fun of his shortness. What was the nickname given to Sammy Davis Jr. by the members of the Rat Pack? Nope, not Sammy. Samuel Jackson the first. Computer, stop timer. No, believe it or not, they actually called him Smokey. They actually called him Smokey. One, because of his race. 2, because supposedly he was the heaviest smoker of the group. So that was the name they gave to him, was Smokey. All right. So with that, Twisted, you are still in control, I believe. And we have dangerous creatures, word origins, or wild card. Dangerous creatures, word origins, or wild card. And if you want the wild card, you go off the board to one of the other categories, which are still all available. All right, word origins it is. What is the name given to groups of pagan sects and Christian heresies whose name derives from the Greek word for knowledge? What is the name of the groups of pagan sects and Christian heresies whose name derives from the Greek word for knowledge? Nope, not a cults, not a coven. Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute. Starting now.
Old English. Nope, not Old English. Not the collective. What is the name of the groups of pagan sects and Christian heresies whose name derives from the Greek word fallen? Staking it, stealing it. I'm going to give it to you, Fallen, because it is Gnostics. So Fallen on the board. Computer, stop timer.
1 minute timer canceled.
All right, Fallen, that means you are in control, my friend. And we have dangerous creatures for 200, or you can go off the board for 50. Right now, Flop has 550, Fallen has 500, Fallen has 100. Or I'm sorry, Flop has 550, Twisted has 500, and Fallen with 100. All right, dangerous creatures for 200. Other than the man of war, what natural substance in the kitchen can be used to neutralize the poison of a jellyfish? Other than the man of war, what natural substance found in the kitchen can be used to neutralize the poison of a jellyfish? Oh, Twisted wasted no time. It's vinegar. It's vinegar. It's basically the only thing in the kitchen that will neutralize a jellyfish's sting is vinegar. Now, P doesn't count lethal because that's not the natural substance in the kitchen. And the only one it won't work on is the man of war. That's the only one it will not work on. I don't remember why. I think it has something to do with it being much more toxic. So what's in the vinegar can't act fast enough. All right, Twisted. Your 3 categories are word origins for 200, or you can go off the board for 50 or 100. Yeah, I know. I had the same thought in my head right before I said that, and I'm just like, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop my train of thought. Because I was going to get lethal was going to get me in trouble if I did. All right, Seinfeld for 100. What was the name of the character that found a way to go out on dates including Eileen, without ever actually asking them out? What was the name of the character that found a way to go out on dates, including with Eileen, without ever actually asking them out? Pardon me. Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute.
Nope,
Starting now.
not George Costanza, not Jerry. Not Kramer. Who was the character that found a way to go out on dates, including with Eileen, with ever actually asking them out? And I remember this episode because this is one of my favorites with Elaine. And it should say Elaine, not Eileen. I don't know why it says Eileen. Damn spell checker. Not the soup Nazi. Who is the character that found a way to go out on dates, including with Elaine, without ever actually asking them out? Computer, stop timer. The character was Todd Gackey. And basically, I this is one that I'm not a big fan of the Elaine character, but I want to say this was one of those few episodes where she's like, how in the hell did this happen? And it's one of the few times I actually found her character likable. I remember that episode for some reason. All right, Twisted still in control of the board. And Twisted, we have baseball one-teamers for 50 or the Rat Pack for 100. Baseball one-teamers for 50 or the Rat Pack for 100. All right, Rat Pack for 100. And this one's actually an easy question, I think. How did Sammy Davis Jr. lose his eye, resulting in him having a glass eye? How did Sammy Davis Jr. lose his eye, resulting in him having a glass eye? Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute. Starting now.
Nope, not a tap dancing accident. Flop getting it. He lost it in an automobile accident. So Flop getting back on the board, trying to catch up with Twisty. So Flop, you are in control, my friend. And your categories are a 50-point question, baseball one-teamers, word origins, or the Rat Pack. Baseball one-teamers, word origins, or the Rat Pack. All right, baseball one-teamers it is. Which Detroit Tiger came... Computer, stop timer. Computer, stop timer. Which Detroit Tiger came in second in MVP voting twice in 22 seasons, losing once to Yogi Berra and once to Elston Howard? Which Detroit Tiger came in second in MVP voting twice in 22 seasons, losing once to Yogi Berra and once to Elston Howard? Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute. Starting now.
You don't know baseball? Who's on first? Which Detroit Tiger came in second in MVP voting twice in 22 seasons, losing once to Yogi Berra and once to Elston Howard? Not Cy Young. Not Ty Cobb. Which Detroit Tiger came in, second in MVP voting twice in 22 seasons, losing once to Yogi Berra and once to Elston Howard? Computer, stop timer. Nobody getting that one. He is one of the all-time greats of the Detroit Tigers. It is Al Kaline. Al Kaline. He is considered pretty much Mr. Tiger. All right, so Flop still in control of the board. Oh, Flop, we got baseball one-teamers for 100 or Seinfeld for 50. Baseball one-teamers for 100 or Seinfeld for 50. Baseball it is again. Considered one of the all-time... hold on one second. Okay. Considered one of the all-time great pitchers, winning 20 games in a season 7 times. Bob Lemon pitched for which team when he helped them win the 1948 World Series? Considered one of the all-time great pitchers, winning 20 games in a season 7 times. Bob Lemon played for which team when he helped them win the 1948 World Series? Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute, starting now.
Flop, getting it, it is. Oh, come here. It says Bob Lemon is supposed to be the Cleveland Indians. See, the Indians weren't always a bad team. The Indians were not always a bad team. And what did I say that one was worth? 100. That's right. That one was 100. All right, Flop in control. Now, believe it or not, there was a Browns baseball team too. It's called the St. Louis Browns. Computer, stop timer. All right, Flop. We have Seinfeld for 50, Wine and Alcohol for 50, or Dangerous Creatures for 50. Seinfeld, Wine and Alcohol, or Dangerous Creatures. All right, Wine and Alcohol it is. I like to drink wine more than I used to. It's good for you, Pop. Is a dialogue from which film? I like to drink wine more than I used to. It's good for you, Pop, is a dialogue exchange from which film? Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute. Starting now.
Nope, not Moby Dick. I like to drink wine more than I used to. It's good for you, Pop, is a dialogue exchange in which film? Twist is just typing in as many films as he can think of. Flop, nailing it. It is from The Godfather. It is from The Godfather. Fallen getting beat by a second every time. All right, here's where we stand. It's 800 for Flop, 700 for Twisted, 100 for Fallen. Flop's hoping for a 200-point question, and he's hoping he gets it right. We select the categories. Computer, stop timer. We spin the wheels. Flop, your choices are Seinfeld or word origins for 100 or off the board for 50. Seinfeld or word origins for 100 or off the board for 50. All right, Seinfeld for 100. Here is the question. How much money does Kramer tell Elaine she needs to put in to enter the contest? How much money does Kramer tell Elaine she needs to put in to enter the contest? This is not $50. This is a 100-point question, not 100. Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute. Starting now.
Not 100, not $1. How much money does Kramer tell Elaine she needs to put in to enter the contest? Oh, wow, I just went to buffering. It is not 200. It is not nothing. It is not 150. Computer, stop timer. Wow, you guys weren't even close on this one. Kramer tells Elaine he has to be given $1,000 for her to enter the contest. I don't even remember what the contest was, to be honest with you. I don't remember that one. All right, Flop, you are still in control. And here are your next categories. We have Seinfeld for 100, Dangerous Creatures for 100, or Off the Board for 50. Oh, that's right. That's right. It was okay. I had to think about that one. I couldn't remember that one for some reason. That's right. I do remember that one. So, Flop, do we take Seinfeld for 100, Dangerous Creatures for 100, or Off the Board? Dangerous Creatures for 100 it is. Although typically friendly in nature, These animals are known to attack randomly to the tune of 500 deaths a year. This is a 100-point question. Although typically friendly in nature, these animals are known to attack randomly to the tune of 500 deaths a year. Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute. Starting now.
It's not birds. It is not snakes. It's not cats. Not dogs. Spiders? Nope. Iguanas? Nope. I count cobras as snakes, so jellyfish, scorpions. Although typically friendly in nature, these animals are known to attack randomly to the tune of 500 deaths a year. Not hippos or bulls. Computer, stop timer. Wow. Give me a minute, guys. I swear I'm going to beat this animal to death. I really am. It's our one hidey spot. Mailman, you got it? But you were a little too late. It was indeed elephants. It was indeed elephants. But Flop still in control of the board. And we spin the wheels again. Dangerous creatures for 50 or wine and alcohol for 100. Dangerous creatures for 50 or wine and alcohol for 100. I'll put it with beer. I'll beer braise it. All right, wine and alcohol for 100 it is. In which 14th century book is the reeve described as well-loved, he garlic, onions, and leeks? Let me try that again. In which 14th century book is the reeve described as well-loved, he garlic, onion, and leeks, and drinking of strong wine as red as blood? Then he would talk and shout as a madman would. In which 14th century book is the reeve described as well-loved, the garlic, onion, and leeks, and drinking of strong wine red as blood? Then he would talk and shout as madmen would. Computer, start 1 minute timer. Hey, Shy Guy, what's good?
1 minute. Starting now.
Fallen, taking it. Computer, stop timer. It is the Canterbury Tales. It is the Canterbury Tales. Well loved he the garlic, onions, and leeks, and drinking of strong wine as red as blood. And then he would talk and shout as a madman, because he was drunk off of red wine. All right, Fallen with that. We have word origins for 200 or off the board for 50. Word origins for 200 or off the board for 50. Now, it's still got some tweaks I want to do to it, Shy Guy. For instance, I know for some reason the alerts are not working. I got to figure out why. All right, it is word origins for 2. Flop, if you get this, you win the game. Everybody else is looking to stop you. Which nation derives its name from the word for eel in many of the various Romance languages? Which nation derives its name from the word for eel in many of the various Romance languages? Computer, start 1 minute timer. Nope, not Spain.
Alarm for what time?
Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute. Starting now.
Not Romania. Which nation derives its name from the word for eel in many of the various Romance languages? Dutch is not a nation. Flop. I don't think Latin America counts as a nation. Not Ananda Daga, and it's not Oman. Uno Daga. It's not Germany. Not Portugal. Which nation derives its name from the word for eel in many of the various Romance languages? Computer, stop timer. You guys weren't even close. I'm going to say the closest was Twisted when he said Latin America, although it was more West Indies. It is the island nation of Anguilla, which actually translates to eel in 3 or 4 languages. It's actually Anguilla. All right, Fallen, you are still in control. And we have a 50-point question. Would you like baseball one-teamers, the Rat Pack, or Seinfeld? Baseball one-teamers, the Rat Pack, or Seinfeld? And ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that happen to be watching us live or just joining us or watching us on the archive, welcome to Wits. We are the only live interactive game show from Twitch where you guys actually win prizes every episode. Of course he would. Baseball one-teamers. The 1971 Orioles had 4 20-game winners on their roster, but only one of them remained an Oriole for his entire career. Which one? The 1971 Orioles had 4 20-game winners on their roster that year, but only one of them remained an Oriole for his entire career. Which pitcher was it? Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute. Starting now.
The 1971 Orioles had 4 20-game winners on their roster that year, but only one of them remained an Oriole for his entire career. Which one was it? Fallen! It was Jim Palmer. Jim Palmer was the only one that never left the Baltimore team. All right, Fallen, with that, we spin the wheels for you, my friend. And we have a wild card. Computer, stop timer. We have baseball one-teamers for 100, wine and alcohol for 100, or you can go off the board for 50. Baseball one-teamers for 100, wine and alcohol for 100, or off the board for 50. All right, baseball for 100 it is. From 1920 to 1937, Pie Traynor played over 1,800 games at third base, as well as became a future manager for which National League team? From 1920 to 1937, Pie Traynor played over 1,800 games at third base and became a future manager for which National League team? Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute. Starting now.
I'm poking her with the stick and she thinks it's a plaything. Fallen, getting it. It is the Pittsburgh Pirates. It was indeed the Pittsburgh Pirates. Fallen playing late catch-up. Hopefully not running out of questions or categories. Although I don't think we're really close to emptying a category yet. All right, Fallen back in control. The funny thing is, Mailman, you really only need to... Uh-oh. Dangerous creatures for 200 or off the board for 50 or 100, Fallen. Computer, stop timer. So you basically have a choice. You can go dangerous creatures for 200. You can go off the board for 100, or you can go off the board for 50. All right, 100 for baseball. At the time, Ed Crane Poole was the youngest player to ever be on a major league roster at the age of 17. And he played 18 seasons with that team. Which National League team was he on the roster with and played with? At the time, Ed Crane Poole was the youngest player to ever be on a major league roster at the age of 17. And he played 18 seasons with this National League team. Which team is it? Computer, start 1 minute timer now.
1 minute.
Oh,
Starting now.
computer, stop timer. It was the Mets. It was the New York Mets. And Flop back in control of the board. And we spin the wheels. Flop, we have baseball one-timers for 200. You cannot go off the board. You have to take the baseball question. So here is the question. By what nickname was Jim Gilliam known as, although he never understood why, during his 14 seasons with the Brooklyn and LA Dodgers? By what nickname was Jim Gilliam known as, computer, stop timer, although he never understood why during his 14 seasons with the Brooklyn and LA Dodgers? Computer, start 1 minute timer. Up, computer, stop timer.
Starting now.
Computer, stop timer. His nickname
Timer canceled.
was Junior. He never knew why they called him that. Because he wasn't the youngest guy on the team. He didn't have a Jim Gilliam Sr., but he was still called Junior. All right, Fallen still in it. Yeah. Give me 1 minute, guys. It's our favorite hiding spot now. All right, Fallen. You have dangerous creatures for 50 or wine and alcohol for 100. Dangerous creatures for 50 or wine and alcohol for 100. All right, dangerous creatures for 50 it is. Which bird will pick the teeth of a crocodile to get at the debris that is left behind when a crocodile gets food stuck in its mouth? Which bird will pick the teeth of a crocodile to get at the debris that is left behind when a crocodile gets the remaining food stuck in its mouth? Computer, start 1 minute timer.
1 minute. Starting now.
Not woodpeckers, not seagulls, not pigeons. What bird will pick at the teeth of a crocodile? I gotta give it to Mailman Fallen. Your guys' answers came back to back, and he had the spelling right. I gotta give it to Mailman. If there had been any difference between the two, I would have let Pulvers take it. It was like one popped up, the other one popped up right afterwards. And when they were that close, spelling does count. Ladies and gentlemen, computer, stop timer. Reaching 1,000 points. Computer, stop timer. Thank you. Reaching 1,000 points and claiming victory in the return of the Joker's Wild Game. By the hair. By a hair. It was Flop. Flop taking it on the last question. It was 1,000 points for Flop, 700 points for Twisted, and Fallen trying to make a last-minute comeback, 550 points. Yeah, it was by the hair of a whisker biscuit. It was by the hair of a whisker biscuit. So, with that, congratulations to Floppy, who claims victory. And with that, I'm going to close out the Joker's Wild. Well, now you know how they felt when it was football questions or soccer questions or hockey questions. I always try to stick one sports category in a Joker's game. I always try. It's basically one for sports, one for words, and then the other 4 are just whatever comes up. All right, so with that, Flop, congratulations, my friend. As it is time for you, Flop, to claim a large prize of the evening. So, Flop, from you, my friend, we need a number between 1 and 165. And then I'm going to go kill a cat. I really am. So, Flop, we are looking for your number between 1 and 165. All right, number 3 it is. And in treasure chest number 3, Flop is claiming dun, 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 the deluxe edition Rogue figure. You have to bear with me. I got to go pull it out. I know exactly where it is. I just have to get to it. So, Flop, my friend, congratulations, as you are getting from the Toy Biz Company, see, personal plug, from the Toy Biz Company, and I don't remember where I bought this. I'm trying to remember. You are getting, I think I got this at an auction. You are getting from the X-Men the deluxe Rogue figure, and give me 1 minute because I can make this look better. There we go. The deluxe Rogue is now yours, Flop. Congratulations. 10-inch tall, fully posable, authentic styling, accessory included, which is the gun in the corner. Let's see if I can get the gun there. There we go. It's a Toy Biz figure, and I don't know how many of them they actually made. I honestly don't. I was trying to see if there was a full set listing of what's in there. So congratulations, Flop. That is now yours. And I got your email. I got your mailing address somewhere. I just have to go find it. So bear with me 1 second as I put Floppy's name on this. So let's see. Tonight we gave away, show missed two vault chances. We gave away the Rogue figure. Put that in there. Lethal got, what did we say Lethal picked up? Oh yeah, Lethal picked up Bebop and Rocksteady. Or no, Fallen picked up Bebop and Rocksteady. And Lethal picked up the Red Ranger plush figure. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, we are going to get ready to wrap things up tonight. And we're going to wish you guys a good night. Like I said, our plans are Saturday nights will consist of 2 lists, 1 game, and a 4-letter word. That's pretty much it. I want to try to get everything in a flow, set up, and done. The Wednesday episodes will consist of, at most, 1 list and 1 game of some sort in that regards. Yeah, I got to get the damn whatchamadoodle, the alert box working. The alert box is not working at all. And I don't know why. I don't know why. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. We're going to thank you guys for joining us. Because like I said, if it weren't for you guys, I would be sitting here talking to a screen and doing absolutely nothing. It would be one of the weirdest things to be streaming of all time. Me just talking to a camera and God knows doing what. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, as we always say, you can exercise the body. That's fantastic. But if you don't exercise the little gray cells, the rest of it doesn't do you much of any good. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wish you guys a good night, and we will see you guys on Wednesday. Please do not forget, we've tried to get all the commercials in for everybody. Faux Show, Twisted, Nerdy, Jekyll, Mayor Furburger, the Midnight Mystery Crew. I still got to work on Harley and Mr. J's commercial again. That's the one I'm missing. I knew I was missing one I'd completed. And with that, we're going to say you guys have a good night, and we will see you guys Wednesday. Ta-ta for now.